That's because I'm sitting watching these goals. Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Sorry, I'm sitting and realised I was meant to go live at past, but I was sitting watching the goals and analysing the way that Wilfried Nancy's team plays, because I think it's important to look at the way that his team does play, and can we take anything from it, from the way that the game is played in Scotland. You can take it with a pinch of salt. You can look at it from a stats point of view, or you can look at it for the type of football that we can expect Celtic to play under Wilfried Nancy at Celtic. So let's change the screen, and we're going to have a bit of news first of all. There's a bit of news about his back team before we look at these goals that he has scored for Celtic. They have scored under him. I'm just going to check. Is this all live? Yeah, it is. Just wasn't showing any stats. Bit weird. But it says it's live. Anyway, we move on. So the Wilfried Nancy look as if he's bringing a lot of his backroom staff from America. There's a couple of articles being released this morning talking about time frames and potential, after they've been speaking over the weekend about bringing his staff over, which I think is good for Celtic, because we've been talking about wholesale change and everything. We've been talking about a change in the backroom staff for a while. We think that things have got stale. Now we've been forced to bring in new backroom staff, new ideas, new philosophies. It's been alleged, it's been said that he is open to have someone on the coaching staff that knows the league and knows the Scottish league and knows Scottish players and things like that. But he does want his own back, and I like that. You know, I think that for the past 4 or 5 years, whilst you can give the backroom staff all the plaudits, they haven't been able to change things up. And I think bringing in a brand new, fresh impetus into Celtic is a fantastic way to go forward. Right, let's jump onto this other screen. Let me just double check this first of all. Make sure it's all good. Let's see some of the comments, and then I'm going to show you these goals that his team have scored. By magic, we do this. This first one, you can see there are a number of key players in defence. When you look at it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But he does have a lot. This isn't probably the best one, because he does have a lot of players going forward at this point. And he managed to get the goal. There's another one. That's just a silly mistake. You're wanting your striker to capitalise on that. What I have noticed is that he does like to mix it up. He does like his wingers and his fullbacks to stay right out wide on the pitch. It's something that we've not really been doing at Celtic over the years. Now, we talk about the low block. You can see here there's sort of 1, 2, 3, you say your back 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But the thing is they've got a lot of players that have overlapped and got into space. Now, there are other occasions coming up where you could see the low block, but it's all about the directness of the passing. The passing's right into feet. We've been talking about at Celtic for a while now that we seem to be playing into positions. Under Nancy, he likes the ball to land right at the feet of the player. And I think that's the exciting change that we'll see at Celtic over the next couple of weeks and months if he does come in. And there's another one. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in defence. But you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in attack. So, I mean, will he get away with this type of thing in Scottish football? There are other occasions that I'm going to show you. He's got a flat back 4 there that he's up against. I would say that this number 7 needs to be down a bit, but from the attacking point of view, he is getting players forward and is taking shots away outside the box. Something that Celtic have started doing a little bit more recently under Martin O'Neill. Now, this is an interesting one because they play it out from the back here. Diagonal ball out. Now, watch the pace of this guy here. Watch the pace of him getting up front. I mean, that's straight out of defence, and up, bang, it's a goal. That's the type of thing that, you're going to come up in semi-finals stuff in Scotland, when other teams will have an attack the 80th minute, when teams realise that, look, this low block isn't going to work against this team. They start having a go. We need to have players that have got the pace, and this is where I think that he's actually going to be a revelation for Celtic. I think that his style of fast attacking football, people will look at it and say, well, it's Ange Ball type stuff, but it's not. It's nothing like Ange Ball, because the way that they set up, you can see that they set up at the three at the back. Here you see them setting up the three at the back. They've got the midfielder in there. Once again, playing the ball through the middle. But then they're attacking. Now look at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in defence, but they've got 4 up. They've got players pushing up. Now, yes, we did used to do that under Ange. We played that type of football under Ange every week, and we didn't do it so much under Brendan. I've just lost my screen. Get that back up. So we didn't really play that under Brendan. So we'll move forward again, and then it's a goal from distance. We're not trying to walk it into the net. The guy just gets on the edge of the box, shoots, goal. Simple. It's simple tactics. It is simple football with a really good tactical setup. Now you see this one. Now I would say this was a low block in Scottish football. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in and around the box. You've got your one striker. It's very much low blockish Scottish football style. You've got, if it's not another striker, it's a midfield player here sitting out the number 31. A winger comes in from out the side here. Very much low block style of football. Cross in. Guy comes running to the back post. Now this is the midfielder. Now watch the run for this midfielder here. When you look at it, he's staying back in the midfield. And that's it's Callum McGregor-ish type space. Now, Callum McGregor's not going to make the run that he does to the back post because he's not got the pace. But if you get someone in midfield, we've been talking about having a midfield player that is athletic. We were linked with a French player, remember? There's a thought. We were linked with a French player in the summer that was 6'4" or something, 6'5". Big. I can't remember his name, but we were linked with a French player in the summer, and it never really materialised. But if you watch the pace of this guy going to the back post, he's blind. If you look here, this guy in the midfield, he obviously sees him, thinks nothing of it. The guy changes a pace, outdoes him for pace, comes in at the back post, boom, it's a goal. And that's against a low block. So for people saying that, no, it's a shit league in America, statistically it's a better league than Scotland, but I've seen a few crazy comments about pub league in America, but well, there we go. You can only win what you're playing against. But this is very much a low block scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 defenders in and around the box here. But this midfielder just comes right to the back and manages to get the midfielder. Fantastic. Right, the next one, it's not really a low block, but you can see they've obviously been on the attack. And then Columbus Crew just, it's another shot from outside the box. And it's something that we've not had a lot of at Celtic. It's something that we've been encouraging. We've been trying to walk the ball into the net over the last couple of years. Maybe this will get us back to exciting football like under Ange. Yes, you're going to have to soak up a bit of pressure now. Yes, you'll need to try and soak them out, pull them out, and make them try and have an attack. But that's his job as a manager, and playing three at the back. Now, free kicks, something that we don't score a lot from. But you watch this one, you could say there's 1, 2, 3, everyone's back for them. But you could say free kicks. Scalesy scored a few free kicks for us. It's something that we need to improve on. Here's another one. They do attack in numbers. MSL is a pub league buzz, but still better than the SPFL. Yeah, exactly, mate. It's still better than the SPFL. Right, I'm going to go into these next ones because there's a load of videos I've got here now. Is it this one? I mean, this is very much low blockish type stuff, this one. I mean, look at the amount of defenders. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the box. But the difference is you've got 4 attackers in the box. Do you know, when you look at it, we've been too focused on having the one player in the box and the wingers coming in to help the striker. Maybe this change of formation will do Celtic the world of good. And the more that you look at it, I think that he could actually be an exciting manager for Celtic. And yeah, it's way off guard, but so was Ange Postecoglou. No one expected Ange to come in and play this fantastic style of football that, you know, got Celtic fans off their feet again. And that's what we need at Celtic, because let's face it, the stadium isn't rocking. Let's be honest with ourselves. You know, the stadium isn't rocking. We're lying. If you know, you'd be as well sitting with your popcorn and your big 20-litre of Coke and the guy walking about with the tray with hot dogs. Hot dogs, hot dogs. Who wants a hot dog? Anyway, but you look at this one again. How many times have we seen crosses from wingers at Celtic and it's right into feet? Right into feet, bang, in the back of the net. Now there's another one from a corner. Celtic score for corners now, so it's not such a big one, but there's one where the opposing team, they're having to defend a bit here. You could say 80th minute of a game, but how quick do they push out? Now watch this. 1 touch, 2 touch, right up the park, out to the wingers, 1 touch, 2 touch, into feet, goal, bang. Simple football, but effective. Now, I mean, there's one where it's the low block's kind of high up. I mean, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you've got the one striker, your 2 wingers. So that's kind of a bit like Ange ball. You could say that's, you know, this is Ange ball type football. We're not going to make comparisons between Ange ball, Bren's ball, and Brenda ball and brother Wilfried ball, or whatever we're going to call it. But it does show you. Let's see, is it this one? I mean, there's another shot from outside. Cross right in. Fast attacking football. Bang in the back of the net. High press. Make them make a mistake. Boom, get the ball. Hit on the break. In the back of the net. Do you know? You could say that's playing out for the back. This one gives us the fear. 2 strikers pushing up on us. This could be Hearts. This could be Hearts pushing up, playing the ball straight to feet. And my point is, Celtic recently, the ball hasn't been right into feet. You know, it's been into a position. When we play the one-touch pass, we're a damn good side. And I think that this manager could bring out the best in a lot of the players at Celtic, straight into feet. Boom, look at that. That one's into the position. But look at this for a pass. Right into feet. Come on, hold my pint. That move was fantastic. That move was absolutely fantastic. Watch this other one. This comes from a corner, this one. And when you look at this, shot for the edge of the box, Callum McGregor-esque, you know. Not so much the low block, this one, but it's a goal. Just hitting on the attack. Right, this one, a low block scenario. And you see here. We'll stop this here. Now, you can see that they've got the winger here. If I just move this screen down a bit. Oh, you can't. Now, you can see they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players in the box. Columbus Crew's got 2 attackers in the box. They're kind of manning up, man for man. Scotland, they kind of double up a little bit. But this guy, the winger, gets the ball in a fantastic position. The first attacker gets it. turns his man in the box, plays it right. Look at that for a pass. Brings it down, round the player, hits it out, and bang, in the back of the net. I mean, nobody. It's just good football. Can he bring it? Can he bring it to Celtic? Can he bring this level of football to Celtic? A lot of people negative about the fact that, can he do it against the low block? You could say that this is a low block here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But they're kind of pushed up a bit. The thing is using the width of the pitch. And this is something that Celtic haven't been doing for a long time. Wingers staying out wide. How many times did we see Lewis Palmer coming in too far? That's why he never lasted at Celtic. He never stuck to the width of the pitch. Jota did it. Jota stuck Dies Maida. He does it. But he started coming in. That was kind of trained into them by Brendan. Squeeze the pitch, come in a bit. And I think that Wilfried Nancy is going to go back to a similar type of football where wingers stay out wide. The full-backs stay out wide to give us that width of the pitch. It's going to be an interesting time, that's for sure. But then you see, they get the goal from it. Very much a low block type scenario. Get the ball out wide. Keeper comes out because he knows that he's not covered in that area. He thinks he's going one-on-one. He thinks he can stop the guy whilst his defenders get back. But then when you look at his defenders coming back, you also see that there's two guys in the middle of the box, just at the penalty spot, which I think is fantastic. One from a free kick. Free kicks, we can score them all day long. And then this one is passing out quick from the back. You see that the back three, there is players pushing up, but look at this, right into foot, right into his feet. Not so much the one-touch pass, but the player's going on a run. Take a shot, mate. No, pass it. Boom, in the back of the net. I mean, that's fantastic stuff. It's going to be an exciting time over the next couple of windows to see the type of player that he does want to bring in. Because I think that the profile of the player will change also. The profile that he wants to bring in. Do you think that we should have kept Matt O'Reilly? Matt O'Reilly was always going to go and play football at a higher level, mate. Welcome to the channel. I think that you can never look back at Celtic, although we'll look back and we'll talk about it. O'Reilly would be amazing in this team, but he's had his time at Celtic, and I think that we're going to find the new Matt O'Reillys. I think that the players that are at Celtic now, I think that there's a lot of players that will, if they've looked at anything to do with this manager, they'll be thinking to themselves, I better pull my socks up. Because if you don't pull your socks up under this guy, I think he's going to be a bit more ruthless than what Ange Postecoglou was, to be honest. I mean, you could say is that a kind of low block? 5 at the back? I mean, teams play 5 at the back against Celtic. I mean, I've been saying for ages, play a 3-5-2 at Celtic to put pressure on, a back 5. And as you can see here again, it's all about into foot, into feet. That one, you could say he gets lucky there with the tackle, break of the ball. But there's 3 attackers. Scottish football, you'll say, well, that's not going to happen. But you can say, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in defence, and the 3 that are running forward have kind of split the defence. I know it's not the same thing, but, it's fast-flowing attacking football. Now, here's one where it is a low block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in and around the box. 8, 9, 10. So they're back in numbers. You can see there's a guy out here at the back of the box. There's this guy coming through the middle, which you could say would be Johnny Kenny, since he is going to be our main striker for the moment. And midfielder there, a couple of guys pushing out, pushing up. plays out to the winger, plays back. But this is the important part. Watch this ball. Rather than passing it to the defender, which the number 21, which Celtic would do, how many times have we had the ball like this and it's changed point of attack and it goes to the defender? But no, he goes forward. He keeps the game going forward rather than passing it to the defender and changing the point of attack. He just goes, well, you move forward. It's all about moving forward. Something that we've wanted at Celtic for a long time. And then the ball comes in. Bang. Goal. Simple football. Simple but effective. There's been far too many times at Celtic that this ball would have went out to the number 21. You know, it would have went from, say that's Scales. It would have went Scales, Carter Vickers, you know, and then out to the 31 here to completely change it across the pitch. You know, I think it's exciting. I think that it's we should be looking at this guy and thinking, what new changes can he bring to Celtic? Just looking into it. But anyway, that's some of the goals that his team has scored this season, just past. These are all goals from this season. So we'll wait and see. Let's jump into some of the comments this morning. Gaz says, all we can do is give Nancy time. Don't write him off too soon. Just hope he does well with us. I think he will. The more that I watch and look into the guy that I've done over the last sort of day or so, it's the type of football that Celtic have been crying out for. And I don't care that he's an unfancied name. I don't care that, you know, when Martin O'Neill came to Celtic, he had won one cup with Leicester. Do you know, everyone's thinking, yeah, Martin O'Neill. We went through a period after Martin O'Neill, when Gordon Strachan. He was a big player, but we'll wait and see. You can see the late runners that have come up end up 5 in the box, yeah. And I think that it's a good. There's some good omens out there for us that like stats in the game. And when you look at the kind of stats that comes out, and this is all goals that have been scored in the last season that's just finished for them. This is all good if the opposition want to use the low block as a way to get out. We have a static low block in Scotland, no ambition to cross the way halfway line from the teams that we play. Yeah, but you can see that the low block, they're playing through the low block. I mean, I'll go over that one again. Come on. You cannot say that this here, I'll move the screen just over a bit and I'll put me down a bit here so you could see the more of the pitch. Now, when you see these players, there's two players in the box. This is pretty much a low block. This is the strikers way back. Too many times in the game in Scotland would this defender have taken the ball to this defender and then passed it out to the midfield here, who maybe would have passed it forward. But I doubt it, because he would have passed it out to the wing here. But he doesn't do that. And that's the difference between this type of football that we're seeing here, you know, playing it out from this position. The ball goes back to the defender. Just get that there. Ball goes back the way. At Celtic, the ball would then come across the pitch. But it doesn't. He goes forward. Rather than playing it back to the defender for change the point of attack to swap sides of the pitch, he goes, fuck that, I'm going forward. He's got space. He's running into the space that's there. We don't do that just now. We haven't done that for... How many times have you seen Scales having a bit of space and he doesn't run into it when he's out wide? Do you know, there's been lots of times that we pass it. We see it every week. We've been complaining about it for months. The side-to-side pass and push football. And then when I do show you, I mean, this is very much a low block that you'll get in Scotland. But they try and play their way through it. And the pass, this pass here, straight into feet. Now you could say it's bad defending, but not really, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders in the 6-yard box. You've then got another 2 defenders in the box, one just outside the box. So they're defending in numbers. You always have people that will say that it's not going to be good enough, but I think that if he can get Celtic playing faster attacking football than what we've played over the last year, I think that it will be a joy to watch. And yes, there are teams in Scotland that do not even try to get over the halfway line. But, if they want to have... You think about when we play Hearts, I think that it's going to make the game against Hearts a lot more open, because Hearts would try and go really defensive. And at the same time, I think that this could be good. Sriracha does this, Baz? Yeah, he does. And I think that Tenecti could be... Could you imagine when the later end of the season, when we get Tenecti and Jota on the same pitch? Tenecti and Jota just ripping teams apart, going through them. And yes, teams will double up on them in Scotland. There is that difference. But the way that he has his team playing going forward, you've got other players that are helping out a bit more. Your players aren't getting isolated out on the wing. There was one of the ones I watched earlier on when I was late coming on. The fullback overlaps the winger, and the winger holds the ball up nicely, knowing that the fullback's going to overlap him. And it reminded me of Simon Donnelly and Jackie McNamara. They used to do that perfectly. They used to do that beautifully at Celtic. We've never had a combination like McNamara and Donnelly for years at Celtic. Even when Chris Sutton and everybody was at Celtic, you had Thompson. But Thompson battered down the pitch himself. Thompson never had a fullback overlapping him to say. It was Thompson, Sutton, Larsson, goal, route one, simple football. This guy plays at a 3-4-2-1. Check out the training sessions, Nancy's training sessions. Oh my God. Fitness, speed, power. If you see that, then great. Slow dilly-dallying is a dream for the SPFL. It is. When we get away from the one-touch football and we pass it, I think that if you remember Ange Postecoglou standing at the touchline shouting, "Don't you fucking dare pass back." He changes his formation. He goes from a 3 at the back to a 4 at the back when needed, and he's went even more defensive when it's required. But it gives them... Liam Scales played in the back of a back 5 at the weekend. Liam Scales then moved up into the left-hand side of a midfield 4. Spoke about this last night. I think that he will want more players that can change the way that they play, because I can definitely see Scales being on the end of a back 3, definitely playing on the left-hand side of a back 3. It's going to be a dream come true. Anyway, it's just a thought for this morning. There is not much Celtic news that is confirmed going about this morning. A lot of talk about Martin O'Neill being tipped for a job on the board. I hope it comes true, because I put that up there before Brendan Rodgers left. I put that up there thinking that if the board were going to do anything to try and smooth over the relationship between the board and the fans, they need to put someone in the board that the fans know, like and trust. And for me, that there is only one man connected to Celtic. Before he came back as manager, I put that up there and I spoke about Martin O'Neill being put in Peter Lawwell's job. I think it would be fantastic. I think he would speak to fans. Come on, if he had the business acumen, and if he was a little bit younger, I would put him in Michael Nicholson's role, because he would talk to. But I think putting him in Lawwell's position, as a sort of godfather figure of the company, would be fantastic for Celtic. And there's a bit of talk this morning that he could be offered a role in boardroom level. If I'm Dermot, I'm putting him. Maybe that's the conversations that he and Dermot had this week. You know, you've done a great job here, Martin. I want to offer you something a bit more. I would like you to come on to the board. You don't have to be up at Celtic Park every day. You know, when you look at it, Peter Lawwell's not in Celtic Park every day. There's no need for him to be at Celtic Park every day. Having Martin O'Neill in Peter Lawwell's job means that he could still stay down in London. He could still do his TV stuff. And he comes up to the games at the weekend. He comes up and makes statements to the fans to talk about stuff. And the communication's a lot better. And he doesn't bullshit you. Martin O'Neill's not got it in him to bullshit you. He's too straight talking. And he would never be a puppet. I don't think he would ever be a puppet to the board. Anyway, let's all sit back, enjoy the week ahead. It's going to be a fantastic week ahead. It's going to be an even better one for a couple of Celtic players as they face off tomorrow night. Yes. I still want to see Kieran Tierney smash the ball right past Kasper Schmeichel, and for our new manager to go, who's this young guy Sinisalo we've got at Celtic? Oh, well, we can only live in hope, can't we? We can live in hope. Right, let's jump into some comments before we go. Baz, it was my idea, O'Neill's chairman first, so you're welcome. Is it? I never noticed that. Did you say it before I put that picture up? I need to go back to the videos and check. Baz, what are you wearing? The lads are Fifer, supports Dunfermline. It's a hoodie. It's just a fucking black and white hoodie. It's cold this morning. It's fuck all to do with Dunfermline. It's the fact that it's cold out there this morning. It was cold when I was out walking the dog and I haven't took it off. Met Martin O'Neill once, it's a true gentleman. It is that. Right, that has me done and dusted for this morning. We might do an update video this afternoon. Have you heard what Roberto Martinez's name being linked? He's not going to get the job, mate. We've got a manager, and it's not going to be Roberto Martinez. Not a chance. Anyway, we'll do an update video around about 4 o'clock Celtic Park time. Hopefully, if there's any information, we'll be jumping right on it. I can't see anything coming out today. I think that it's looking like more likely that it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday before Celtic make an official appointment. I think that they will be working. They had been working over the weekend, obviously speaking to Wilfried Nancy himself, and there would have been negotiations about bringing his backroom staff over, because it's a big deal from them as well, you know, leaving America and coming over. One of them, I think there's only one or two of them are American. There's another one's a French guy, I believe. Not too sure, but anyway, it'll all come out in the wash, as they say. On that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans. If there's an update, we'll be live at 4 o'clock. If not, we'll be back at 8 p.m. Celtic Park time. Wrong button. I'm waiting to take my hoodie off. It's fuck all to do with Dunfermline, you madman.